Welcome back to I Told My Therapist About You, episode 2. And if you didn't know, my name is KeNaytra, but I go by Polly. Yes, Polly Wanna Cracker, Polly. um, Today, we're going to be talking about hostile work environments. It's going to be hopefully a quick episode, but we'll see. I have a lot to say. But we're going to start off with Google's definition of a hostile work environment. So, Google, the AI overview that they do, it says a hostile work environment is when an employee's ability to perform their job is negatively impacted by discrimination, harassment, or other acts. This can include harassment, severe or frequent discriminatory or retaliatory conduct that creates an abusive working relationship, discrimination based on race, gender, religion, disability, age, or other characteristics, offensive behavior, bullying, threats, or other intimidating behavior, sexual harassment, unwanted advances, inappropriate touching or offensive comments, retaliation for reporting illegal activities or unethical practices, constant criticism or unreasonable job demands. Um, Signs of a hostile work environment include increased stress and lower morale among employees, higher turnover rates, and ridiculing or victimization. I cannot talk. Victimization of employees. When determining if a situation is a hostile work environment, you can consider whether the behavior was unwelcome, if the incidents occurred multiple times over a period of time, if the incidents occurred against someone whose class is protected, whether the harasser status at the organization is important. So, that is what a hostile work environment is according to Google, the AI overview. Um, whew, I worked at a retail store. I'm not going to say the retail store, but it was over a year ago the last time that I worked there. I worked there at two different places in two different states and at two different times, 2 different years, that stuff. But I worked at this retail store. We're going to talk about the first retail store. Let me tell you, bad managers will make or break an employee. I would say I'm a good employee. I do my job, stay to myself, go home. I have a smile on my face when helping customers most of the time. So I would say a good employee, but these places made me hate going to work, and I actually love work. It's like weird. Like I love to be at work because it's the only time that I actually get out and socialize, I guess, because I actually have to be forced to socialize at work since I'm there and I have to help customers. But anyway, so I like work. These places made me hate work. I would call in, I would try to find reasons not to go to my job. So let's talk about the first one. The first one was in North Carolina. I said in the first one, I used to live in North Carolina. Even though I'm from Louisiana and that's where I reside now, I used to live in North Carolina. So I worked at this retail store. When I started there, we did not have a manager. Um, I don't remember why, but when I started there, we didn't have a manager. They were trying to find a manager for the department that I worked in. Um, they found one. We're going to call this manager Katie. That's not her name, but we're going to call her Katie. Uh, where do I begin? This one is not as bad as the one that was here in Louisiana, but this manager loved drama, loved it. She absolutely adored drama. I never met someone who likes drama so much. Like I can't even wrap my head around it to this day. And it's been years. Like it's been years since I've worked there, even heard of this lady altogether. Like it's been years. I was young when I worked there. But uh her drama didn't just like she didn't just care about the drama in other departments. She created drama in her own department. Like coworkers can be ignored, right? Because they're your coworkers. Like you're not in charge of my job. You can't fire me. So if you're being a dick, I'll just be like, you know what? Get the hell out my face kind of thing, right? But this manager, she would constantly create drama between her workers because she just, I guess, wanted to. So like say like you don't like your coworkers all the time. Sometimes you don't like them at all, right? But let's say if a coworker said, "Oh my god, Polly's being so annoying today." She would come find me and be like, "Yeah, so don't tell them I told you this, but they said that you were being annoying because you did so and this and that and they just didn't like it." Like, why would you come tell me that? They just told you that out of confidence. Like, maybe I was being annoying. But you're trying to create drama, and like then I wasn't so like level headed. So I'd be like, "Well, I thought me and this person was cool. What am I doing? Like the hell?" kind of thing. And yeah, she would just do that to all of us, and not all of us was wrapped too tight. So it would like just create drama because we'll go be like, "Why are you talking about me? Like, what did I do? Like, what I do? Why did you say that? I was just in here doing my work. I thought we was cool, but here you was talking behind my back to the manager." And then I don't know why none of us decided like maybe we should be upset at the team, the, at the manager who is creating the drama by small stuff. It was bad. Like her drama was just so much that it just caused half of us to be like, "Ooh, she's off today. Today's going to be a great day as long as she's not here." Like we would look forward to her off days. It was that bad. Like yeah, but her drama didn't stop just with there. Like she would tell other like coworkers would say things about me, and she would come back and tell me, and then be like, "Oh, I don't know why they said that. You're such a good worker. They're just hating or whatever." Like she was just so fake. But her drama also included me and a guy became like super close friends there. To be fair, we depression bonded, not even trauma bonded. We was just like, "Hey, you're depressed, I'm depressed. We make dark jokes. We're best of friends now." And he had a girlfriend. I was single. I was separated from my husband. So I was single, but he had a girlfriend, and I respected that. She did not. She was like, "Y'all are a cute couple. Y'all would make a great couple. Like, oh my God, y'all need to get together right now." And then I'll be like, "Well, he has a girlfriend." And she'd be like, "Well, she's not here." Because it was long distance, but she'd be like, "Well, she's not here." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not the type to just wreck a relationship. I'm not a homewrecker, not my thing." And it got so uncomfortable that like she would purposely put us working together and then make comments as we're working together. It's like, "Oh, y'all stop flirting," and we'll literally be sitting there like, "You're pissing me off today." Like we'll be telling each other that we're getting upset at each other. She's like, "Yeah, y'all stop flirting," and we're like, "No, we're being dead serious. Like he's freaking annoying right now." And she would be like, "But y'all are so cute. You're so cute together. Y'all should date. Just don't do anything at work." And we're like, "He has a girlfriend." And no, what? Drama. Like I said, the lady liked drama, but her stuff was so not bad compared to the manager that I had in Louisiana. Oh, let's get into that story. Same retail store, just different year, different state. We're gonna call we're gonna call this Manager Monica. Not her name. It's a fake name, but we're going to call her Monica. Yes. Okay. Monica had issues. Monica needs to be in someone's mental institution. And this is coming from someone who has mental problems and have been in a mental institution. This lady needs to be in one forever. Like, she should not get released from this mental institution if she were to be in it, right? That's how bad, that's how bad that this lady is. Like, I can't explain how bad that, like, there's no words for how bad this lady is, and yet she is still there wreaking havoc on that department that she is over. How? I don't know. But okay, let's get into it. So Monica, when I got hired, everyone was like, "Oh, Monica is going to be your manager. She is she's unique." That's what they would tell me, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay. What do you mean by unique?" They'd be like, "You just she's unique. She just takes a while to get used to." That's what everyone was telling me. That should have been my warning right there. But then I meet her and she's like, "Oh, hi. Oh my God, I'm so glad that I got this worker who likes to work, and you do the stuff that you need to do. You don't get into any drama. Like, you're a great worker." I was a great worker for like a month. My first month, I got an award. I was a good worker, right? Oh, oh yeah, right. I had my other coworker. Me and one of my coworkers are actually like the best of friends now. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of make my best friends at work because I don't leave my house when I'm not at work. And if I do leave my house, I leave my house by myself, go out in public with headphones on, and don't talk to anyone. So, yeah, I make my friends at work. But anyway, me and this girl is the best of friends. That girl was getting so much flack from this manager for no reason. Like, she was actually a good worker. She done her work. She done what she was supposed to do. But the manager had a problem with her and gave her all kind of flack. Like, it was bad. And she did it up until my friend quit. My friend ended up quitting because Monica just would not leave her alone. Monica had this thing where she believed women should not work in her department. Moment of silence. Moment of silence, because she, Monica, a woman, believed women shouldn't work in her department because of the heavy stuff that we had to lift. She, a woman who also lifted these things, believed that she needed a department full of men. Yeah. So she, one by one, she would try to, just get the ladies out of there. And when I got there, she had just recently got one of the ladies. Like, the lady was like, "You know what? I'm out." And she went to another department. So I got there, and so it was just me and another girl. And that girl is now my friend. And that's the one who was getting all of the flack. So she would like just make everything like the boys, they're men, but I'm gonna say boys. The boys that wouldn't do the work, and she would blame my friend. Like, if the if my friend wasn't at work, she would still get blamed for the boys not being able to do their work. I don't know how to explain it. Like, say if the boys didn't do something, she'll say, "Oh, well, my friend should have done it yesterday. And if she would have done a good job yesterday, then they would be able to do it today." Like, that don't even make sense. And it was a lie because my friend did do it yesterday. it was bad. So she done that until like literally until my friend quit. And then the day my friend quit, she took her from, so it's like two departments into one, right? She took her from the department that my friend was working in with me. Like we were working there together in the same department, right? She took her from that department and put her in the other department to make up the work that the boys were not doing. You know, the boys that she said she needs in the department. Yeah. So she did that. So my friend went over there and literally done the work for, she done the work of a week's work in a few hours. Like that's how bad that it was, because she hadn't been working in that department. She's been working in the department with me. So the boys was supposed to be doing, that nice work and stuff that, she want the boys to do because the load is too heavy kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So my friend done it in a few hours. A week works of stuff in a few hours, but the lady just was not satisfied. Monica just was like, if you would do this, I remind you, she's not working this department. She's been working the other department. But she said, if you would do this every day, you wouldn't have had to pull so much stuff. What? Maybe if your boys would do this every day like they're supposed to, it wouldn't get so bad. Is what my friend said. But no, Monica said it was my friend's fault because she hasn't done it, even though she hasn't been working in that department. So that was the day. And then my friend was like, you know what? I quit, because the Monica was just going off on her, blaming everything on her, just completely following her around just to berate her kind of thing. So my friend said I quit. She came to the department I was working in, the one that she was working with me in that morning before she got moved. She came to that department to get her stuff and tell me she quit. Monica literally followed her from the other department to my department to hear what she was going to tell me about what just happened. Yeah, so you know how I'm saying this whole topic is hostile work environments? That's very hostile. So my friend just ended up walking out because what else was there to do in that moment? But that's what my friend went through. Let's talk about what I went through with this lady. This lady liked me all the way up until my friend quit. And then I became public enemy number one because now I was the only woman in her department. And once again, Monica didn't want women in that department because the heavy load. But I was able to run that department by myself with no problems. So yeah, she kind of couldn't get rid of me based on my work ethic. She couldn't complain on my work ethic. She couldn't say I wasn't doing anything, though she tried. Um, so yeah, that was a thing. So, but she tried. She tried to say blah 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 and all this stuff, and then her manager would come and be like, "No, she's doing great. Her work is great." Let me tell you how that pissed her off even more, because why is her manager complimenting me? That's how it was. Like she literally said, after I got the compliment saying my work was great, everything was great, I'm doing everything fine. After I got that compliment, she literally said that I was now doing everything wrong and tried to change every way that we did everything. She she had me train people, right? But then she would tell me I'm training them wrong, even though I trained them the way that she told me to train them, doing the things that she told me to do. But now I was doing it wrong and I trained them wrong. So now she has to retrain them because I messed up their training, even though I trained them the way that she told me to train them. Yeah. So that was just and this was an everyday thing. I need y'all to understand. It's not just me complaining because she said this one time. No, this was every time that I went to work. And I worked a 4 a.m. shift. I was at work at 4 a.m. Do you know how hard it is to get out of your bed at 2 o'clock? Because I would get out of my bed 2 hours before I had to be at work. I would get out of the bed at 2 a.m., lay in bed for like 30 minutes trying to convince myself to get up, take my shower, eat breakfast, go to work, right? But then I get to work at 4 a.m. in the morning and hear BS every day that I worked. All because I was a woman in a department with a manager who believed women should not be in her department. It was a lot. And I can't stress enough that this is not me saying it happened just once or twice. Because if that was the case, I could have been A-okay. I could ignore that. Like, that's nothing but every day. So that happened. The way that I trained everyone was just wrong. It was wrong because why? And then she changed everything. She also changed things to where it was against the rules. And then get mad at me for telling her like, hey, we're not supposed to do that because it's against the rules because we can get sued as a company for doing it that way. But then she was like, no, we're going to do it the way that I said it. And then when the managers, her manager, when Monica's managers had something to say about it, she would be like, well, Polly wanted to do it that way. No, ma'am. Not, no, ma'am. Like, it got so bad. So Louisiana is a one party consent state. So as long as there's two of you, one of you can be recording without the other one knowing. It got so bad. And this is the reason I know that. I had to start recording our conversations so people can know that I was not exaggerating. Like, this lady was just out to get me because I was a woman working in her department, and God forbid a woman working that department. And then, the funniest part, every time she told her boys, that's what she called them, her boys. Every time Monica told her boys to go work in the department that I was working in, they would complain and be like, no, that stuff's too heavy. But I worked in there and I loved it. I loved it. I stayed in my little section. I loved it. I was in there slinging the boxes like they weighed nothing. And don't get me wrong, they were heavy, but that was my workout. Like, I was getting strong kind of thing. Yeah, like that was my workout. But her boys would say it was too heavy, but she still didn't want me in there. It was bad. And then I ended up quitting. I quit twice. After dealing with that, sorry. After dealing with that for months, I stayed there for months. I was like, you know what? Today, like, I just wasn't feeling good. You ever just not feel good and like you're kind of getting sick but kind of not? And I actually I had COVID, but I didn't know that until after I quit. So I just wasn't feeling good, and I went into work, and obviously you can see that I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't talking. I didn't tell her good morning. Oh my God, that was the end of the world for her, because how dare her I not tell Monica good morning. It was bad. Oh God. But yeah, so I just wasn't feeling good. So Monica decided, oh, I'm going to work in your department with you today because you've been doing everything wrong. And what she means by me doing everything wrong, this is me doing things the right way, but she wants me to do it the wrong way. And I'm not doing it the wrong way because I'm not getting sued for listening to you. And I meant that. Like, I was not, like, there's no way. Well, I wouldn't have got sued. The company would have got sued, but then I would have lost my job because the company got sued because she told me to do things a certain way. So that morning she was like, yeah, I'm going to work with you because you've been doing everything wrong. And I was like, you know what? Sure. And then she was like, well, you have an attitude today. I was like, I'm not even talking to you. She was like, yeah, and it's rude. I was like, it's rude that I'm not talking to you? Yeah, you're in rude. Like, you didn't tell people good morning. You just have a nasty attitude. And I was like, I'm just not feeling good. So I'm not feeling good. I said, I think I'm going to go home. And then instead of going home, I went to go find the manager. Like, I really went to go find like her manager. And I was like, look, I need to out of that department. Like, I cannot work in that department no more. And it was like, well, we'll figure out what to do. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going home for the day. And I went home. And I got like appointed for that. Maybe I shouldn't say that because then you'll know the company I'm talking about. Um, so I got like a reparation. No, I got reprimanded for leaving early for my shift, but there was no way I can work with that lady. And this is not the day that I quit. I came back the next day, and then they called me into the office, and they was like, well, you told her you were going home because you weren't feeling good, but you told us you were going home because you couldn't work with her, so you lied, and that's showing that you're just out to get her. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, I literally have all of the recordings of me and her. Like, I can tell y'all exactly what she's been doing. Of course, I'm not going to tell her, like, hey, I'm going to your manager to tell you, to tell them to take me out your what do you call that? Department. And to tell them to take me out your department because it's just going to literally be World War III with you. Like it's World War III with you when I'm not coming after you, but now it's World War III because I done told your manager. And it was just like, well, yeah, you lied. So I was like, oh, okay, so I get it. That's what y'all gonna do. Okay, I quit. So I didn't tell them I quit, but I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I guess we'll see how that goes. But I did end up quitting that day. I went to work with her, and she tried that whole let me follow her around thing like she did to my friend. And yeah, we weren't doing that. I was like, I quit, and I walked out. I actually just quit. I said I quit, and I walked out. And then my manager, not Monica. So I had two managers. Yeah. My, not Monica, the other manager ended up calling me and was like, did you quit? And I was like, yeah, I did. And he was like, oh, well, I didn't know. Monica said that you just walked out because you wasn't feeling well. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I literally said I quit and walked out after she was just, whoo. Like, I literally walked out and said I quit. Like, there was no denying it. And then there was like, well, we have a really big walkthrough coming up that's very, very important. Can you please come back and we'll talk about moving you to a different a different department. And I was like, I'll come in, write a statement if y'all do something like about her, because this is just ridiculous. Like, no one wants to deal with someone who's following them around, who's saying that they're doing everything wrong after they got a compliment saying that they were doing everything right by her manager. And then if I'm not following the wrong stuff, she's making my life a living hell. So there's like, yeah, come in, give a statement, and we're going to get you to another department. That's what they said. But they was like, oh, it might take a while because, the holidays, this was around the holidays. The holidays is coming up and it's a lot going on. So I go back to that job. I write my statement. They tell me to come in the next day. I come in the next day, and then my other manager was just like, hey, I need you to have that department looking like you did when Monica's manager gave me the compliment. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I went in, right? I did what he told me to do, this other manager. And she came over there and called herself having an attitude. And she had a nerve to throw something on the little table and was like, yeah, everything's just wrong. You're not doing anything the way that I told you you're doing it. And I was just like, ma'am, are you are you okay? Like, what's wrong with you? I didn't say that, but I was thinking, I was like, okay. So I ignored her and I just kept doing what I was doing. And she was like, are you listening to me? And I once again ignored her and kept doing what I was doing because she wanted a reaction. I know she wanted a reaction. That's what she lives for. So I kept just ignoring her. And then she was like, I am talking to you. You're not doing anything right. Blah, blah, blah. She just kept going off. So the little equipment that I had, this is probably something I shouldn't have done, but the equipment that I threw on a table and she like hurry up and was like trying to get her phone out and started recording me. Like trying to, I guess she thought I was going to come after her. I mean, if I didn't mind going to jail, but I do, I would have went after her, but I don't want to go to jail. So I took the equipment and I threw it, and so she was struggling, not trying to get the phone. And I was like, you know what? I quit. I actually quit. I'm not coming back. Like, not at all. And then I would go find my other manager. Couldn't find him. So I ended up texting him, was like, yeah, I quit. And it was like, oh, we was going to try to get you transferred next Monday. Well, next Monday is too long. Like, I quit. I don't want to go with that. And then I ended up going to the hospital because I still wasn't feeling good through this whole time. And I found out I had COVID. So yeah, I had to deal with all of that while COVID, while being sick with COVID. Great. And you know the funniest part, that lady is still there, and I was the 15th person to quit in that year. In that year that I quit, I was the 15th person. She lost more people since me, and yet she still has that position. I don't understand. I don't know how she has that position unless, not my business. She probably has some stuff from somebody though. She might have some, she might have some stuff from somebody, because there's no way that lady still has that position after losing that many people and most of us saying all of the same things. There's no way. But okay. Yeah, so that is the story of my hostile work environments with my bad managers, Katie and Monica. Y'all need help. Like help that I'm getting. Y'all might need a little bit more help than me. And I want y'all to know that I did tell my therapist about y'all, because I had a one-on-one therapist when I was working under Katie. Yes, I would go to therapy and talk about you. And with Monica, I didn't have a therapist, but I talked about you since I've gotten one. Yes, yes, I did, Monica. You're you are lucky I was on my medicine. I was still on meds when I was dealing with Monica. Thankfully, I wasn't pregnant yet. I had to get off my meds for my pregnancy, which I'll talk about in another episode. But yes, that is the episode. Thank you for joining me. Once again, I am only on Spotify and YouTube right now. Go follow go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I told my therapist about you. I do have another video. My videos aren't great. I'm still learning how to do the video podcasting, so bear with me. Um, but yeah, so go subscribe to the YouTube. I told my therapist about you, and leave a review on Spotify if you would kindly do so. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy your day. Bye.